Oh my God. Morning. Mwah, mwah. Morning. I don't think I have loved a book and been as passionate about a book as I am about this God blessed book. We're here to talk about Iron Flame. Came out November 7th. This is a full spoiler review. I posted on Thursday the 9th, I think, a spoiler-free review. If you have not read Iron Flame and intend to, don't watch this review. Go watch my spoiler-free review, okay? Because this book is going to be full of spoilers, because there are some scenes. You guys, that I got to talk to somebody about. And I got you guys. I have y'all. Okay. We are jumping right into this. We are diving into this. If you want my feelings on the pre-order situation, if you want any of that, go to my previous video, my spoiler-free review, and you can hear what I have to say about how I got my copy, how I have it read already by the time this is recorded, which is the 8th, so like a day and a half after getting it, and how I genuinely feel about the book. Then you can watch my previous video. This was a 5-star plus for me. I will tell you that. I'll give you that from the last video. 5-star plus read. But we're going to talk about some specific things that happened in the specific plot of this book here, okay? Okay. This book picks up exactly where we left off with Fourth Wing. That big cliffhanger with Brennan being alive, that is where this book picks up. She's sitting at the table, Violet, my girl, Violet Sorrengail. She's sitting at the table as she knows that Brennan is alive. He's sitting on the other side of the table. And she is pissed. Y'all, she is pissed. She's especially pissed with Xaden Ryerson. Okay, I'm assuming if you are watching this video, you've read Fourth Wing, okay? Xaden Ryerson, her partner in crime, her dragon's mate, like, that whole 9 yards. We know who Xaden is if you're watching this review, right? Right. So Xaden is there, and she's pissed at Xaden because Xaden has secrets, and she wants to know everything. She wants the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help her Malik, okay? She wants all the truth, and he can't give it to her for a multitude of reasons. It's not his truth to tell sometimes, and 2, she's going into her second year at Ascaith. Like, she's going into an interrogation class. She can't be interrogated and have information about all of these people. So there's a multitude of reasons why my book husband Xaden isn't laying absolutely everything on the table. But there are reasons, okay? She's not accepting of those reasons. So they're a little bit at odds right now. But they still have to meet up because their dragons are a mated pair and cannot be apart. For longer than a few days, there's a new commander. When they go back to Bascaith, they have a big old meeting. They decide that the ones who are still students are going to go back to Bascaith. Okay? And there's a big old meeting about it, and they decide to go. Anyways, so there's a new, like, assistant commander at the school. His name is, like, Vassar or something like that. I'm not good with names, you guys know. But there's, like, a new commander, Commander Vassar, and he is there at the school. And he is a bad man. We don't like him. We were happy to see what happened to him, okay? But anyways, he has got it out for Xaden and Violet because he doesn't believe the story that they tell everybody else about a griffin attack. Because they got to tell somebody where they've been for the last 6 days while Violet was being healed by Brennan. And so they say that the griffins attacked them during war games, and they are believed. Most of the professors believe them. This guy, Commander Vassar or whatever, he does not believe them. Okay, there's a lot going on in this book. I'm not going to delve into all of the plot. I'm going to hit some of the bigger plot points because you've got venom infected people. You've got so much going on in this book. It's insane. But so Xaden graduates and he is stationed at the farthest, most dangerous outpost you can be stationed at as a lieutenant, of course. And so every Saturday, so every 7 days, either Xaden comes to her or Violet goes to Xaden because the two dragons, Tarn and Sgaeyl, cannot be apart for any longer. And 7 days is already pushing it, okay? 7 days is like pushing how long these dragons want to be apart. They don't like to be apart more than about 3 or 4 days, but they're trying to make sacrifices because Xaden and Violet still have lives other than, just their dragons. So Violet becomes a second-year dragon rider, and everything that comes with that, all the classes, including the class that involves interrogation and navigation and things like that. What would happen if you were to get behind enemy lines type of class. And Xaden gets stationed at a post where Violet's sister shows up. And so back and forth for a few weekends, they're like arguing, I can't trust you because you won't tell me everything. I can't tell you everything. I know you still love me. I will sleep with you until you tell me you love me. Xaden says multiple times, I need those 3 words. And she's like, I want you. I miss you. He's like, those aren't the 3 words that I need from you before you get this dick, okay? The 3 words that I need from you are I love you. And mean it, and none of this BS, okay? So eventually, of course, there's this amazing scene. I told you there's some scenes in this book burned into my cornea. Burned right here. There's an incredible scene in a shower, of course, because all the best scenes happen there, where they're arguing, and they've been doing this for a few weeks now, going back and forth and arguing. And finally, Violet is like, look, what I can give you right now is I need you. And they have sex in the shower. It's totally hot. And it's a really, really good scene. Like, a really good scene, if you know what I mean. Xaden is book husband, okay? I've said this in my last review for this. I said this in Fourth Wing. Of all my book husbands, and I've got a few of them, Xaden is at the top of that list. At the top of that list. Because we're going to do a whole book husband video. I've already decided that. I'm taking notes with quotes. Xaden's got some quotes. Okay? But, so they're back together, full on. She hasn't told him that she loves him yet, but they're back pretty much full on together. And, oh my gosh, what's another really good scene? So, this Commander Voss is doing everything that he can to keep them apart, and giving her extra duty. And then he's got the scene when Mira shows up. So Violet's older sister gets stationed where Xaden is at, and this is before they've done the hooking up stuff. And so she's walking across the yard where she's landed her dragon to show up for the weekend. And Xaden talks into her mind because they can mind talk. And he's like, go along with me if you want to sleep in my room tonight. And she's like, what? And he's like, if you want alone time, like if we need to talk about anything with nobody around, just go along with me. And she's like, okay, because they're still kind of at odds at this point. And he just kisses her like you would not believe. I mean, she is like wrapped around him like a glove. And then she hears, well, goodness, Violet, or something. And Mira is there. And he tells her later, Mira didn't believe that she trusted Xaden, obviously, because he's one of the marked ones. And so Mira didn't believe him that they were together, so he had to show her that they were together so that she would let Violet sleep in his room so they could have time to talk about everything that was going on at Basgaith and everything that was going on at the outpost. And, yeah, so that was a great scene. My favorite scene, though, holy moly. Okay, so Violet gets tortured horribly, by this commander trying to break her because she gets caught stealing a book. She's trying to learn about wards and how to build one. She gets caught stealing a book. And he is just, 5-6 days of torture. Xaden comes barreling through there with the rest of his buddies, which is Gareth and Bodhi. We got a little bit more Bodhi in this book. I really love Gareth and Bodhi. They are great characters, and I hope as the series continues, I know it's supposed to be 5 books, I am real excited for some Gareth and Bodhi. I also really love the subplot with Yesenia and Sawyer. I think they would be so cute, especially now that Sawyer is injured, if you would. I'm gonna go to that at the end. Okay. So anyways, Xaden and the rest of the crew, they barrel through Basgaith and they get her out. She's on like death's doorstep, but of course Brennan heals her. And they have like fully made up at this point. Well, they need, but now they've told everybody what's going on, and about half of the school has left with them to the rebel outpost. And so now they are completely split off from Basgaith. Nobody's going back to Basgaith, but they have a rebel outpost, and they're going to try to fight. But they need help. They need an illuminator. And they know where to get one with the Griffin Riders that we fought in Fourth Wing alongside, right? When we fought the Vernon. Okay, trying to make sure I have this right. Xaden does not want her to go to this place with this Lord because all this Lord wants to do is see Violet perform her signet, which is the lightning striking, which she's throughout this whole book getting better at doing. And so Xaden doesn't want her to go, doesn't really tell her why, just that he doesn't want her to go. Well, Violet, of course, her and Mira go, right? And Xaden is there when she gets there, and he's pissed. And now they're back at odds a little bit because Kat is there. Catrion is there. Katrin. However you say her name, we call her Kat. And she is the king there's niece. And Xaden's former betrothed. Oh yeah, Xaden's got some skeletons in his closet that he hasn't been 100% truthful. That's a theme with Violet about. And she's a bitchity bitch. And so the Griffin Riders and Kat eventually come back to the Rebel. There's a big fight scene where Violet has to kill some Vernon, and it's a lot there. There's some really good lore there about the Griffin Riders, and I really love that part that they brought some of the Griffin Rider stuff into this and their lore and their customs. Okay, so sorry, this is so much for me to just develop and to get out. Okay, so she ends up coming back. The Griffin Riders come back to the Rebel base because they've kind of worked out some sort of treaty with the king there of the Griffins. And they come back. The scene that is one of my favorite scenes in fantasy, romantasy. They're trying to meld the Griffin Riders and the Dragon Riders into one unit, and it's not going so well, right? They're trying really hard, though, to make them get along, because they've got to count on each other if they're going to win this war. So they decide, after weeks of it not going so well, that they're going to have challenges on the mats, and you're going to be able to beat up on the person you hate, and then it should be squashed, right, guys? So they open challenges, and one of the first couple of challenges, Kat gets up and she calls out Violet, and this fight is so freaking good. I mean, they are just beating the tar out of each other on this mat. These two women are. And both are very powerful, and both have obviously been trained to fight by Xaden. So they are very equally matched, despite Violet's very small stature. And, Kat is saying everything she can to get under Violet's skin. Everything. I had him first. I know what he tastes like. I taught him that thing that he does. Okay, she is saying everything while they are fighting to get under Violet's skin. Eventually, Violet's going to kill her. Like, she has her in a chokehold and will not let her breathe. So, intervention happens. Xaden intervenes, and one of the Griffin professors intervenes and pulls Kat back. But the scene after, so that's a good scene, but the scene after, Xaden takes her into like the meeting room where the throne chairs are, Violet. And he sets her in that throne chair. And he does things to her whilst she is in that throne chair. And I literally was just like, holy crap. Holy crap. Because it's like, he just knew what to do. He knew that just telling her, like, I don't care about her. She's not important to me. You're better than her. I'm with you. I love you. Just telling her all of that, that wasn't going to cut it this time. He needed to show her some things. Show her some things. And he did in this throne room, and it was so good. Holy moly, that scene, that's the one that's burned right here. And I will read, like, multiple times probably. From the fight into the transition on the throne room. Unbelievable scene. So freaking good. They end up, there's a huge, massive battle, and we have a massive death. I'm not going to tell you who. It's so good, guys. Spoilers galore in this review, but there are some scenes that are just burned into my brain. And I know everybody's tripping. Everybody that's read Iron Flame is tripping because it seems like Xaden is venom infected. Just like Homeboy brought back from the dead, right? I think that he's going to work it out. I have faith in my book husband. He's going to figure it out in the next book. He's going to figure out how to fight this. He's going to be honest with Violet. I know that this is like a Dane redemption book, but I don't like Dane. Not like that. I really hope this doesn't go the way that I think she could go with it. I don't want Violet and Dane. I don't want it. It's till Malik's end, it's Violet and Xaden, okay? And I love this book so much. Thanks for sticking along for this whole spoiler-filled review. It's outstanding. It is everything you want out of a romantasy novel. It is fun. There's so many good one-liner jokes. It's passionate. It's funny. It's so many boxes checked. 5-star plus read for me. I'm going to try and etch all of this word vomit together into a good spoiler-filled review for you guys. Next week, we've got a bunch of reviews coming because, obviously, I've been talking for 2 days now about Iron Flame. So I've got a backlog of reviews to come out, as well as we're going to catch up on our keto weight loss the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So I love you all so, so much. And I hope you're having an amazing day. Thanks for listening to my passionate word vomiting craziness about this series. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.